It's brilliant. I look around and you've got, people of all ages, backgrounds out there enjoying the music. It's lovely to see loads of little kids dancing around and face painting and all that sort of thing. But the messages of positivity, both in person and then through our social media and website, it's lovely to hear feedback, people enjoying it and just loving local and live.
Hello and welcome to, oh my word, I think this is number 6 of the Big Chat live takeover of Local and Live at Calverley Grounds. And I'm Coco. This is
Giles.
Yeah. And I mean, we're very lucky because we're getting to talk to the man who made it all happen, Paul Dunton, the one and only Paul Dunton.
Thank you very much. I don't think I'm the only one and only Paul Dunton, though.
Well, you're probably not the only one and only Paul Dunton in the world, but you're the only Paul Dunton that created Local and Live for the community.
That's true.
And that's pretty epic.
Part of a big team, I would say.
And it was, it's quite tough this year, wasn't it?
Really tough, yeah. Just a really difficult year to get the funding. And, I honestly thought, I'm a very optimistic person, but I honestly thought we were going to... back in sort of mid-July, I think we were just going to call the whole thing off because funding was really short of the sort of target that we need. But thanks to a local company, MaxiPay Accounting Services.
We love you, MaxiPay.
Yeah, thanks to them. They came in with a last-minute headline sponsorship,
amazing,
which enabled us to go ahead. So.
Which is amazing, and it's like, because it has been a really tough year, hasn't it, for fundraising?
Really tough, yeah. I think it's just tough. We're living in a very difficult financial climate right now, and with energy bills going up and the cost of living, the price of fuel. I just think raising money, just in general, for whatever your event
you're doing,
is really difficult. Yeah.
And yet, we all need this because this is so much fun, isn't it?
You can see one of the big crowds we've had. Obviously, the huge crowds you've got coming today, and I'm sure you've had all weekend. There is a people are ravenous for it. They want live because after COVID and everything, they want live performance. But obviously, it's very difficult to put these things on.
Yeah, it's just the thing with Local and Live is it started out, I suppose, very, very humble beginnings 17 years ago.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It's
17.
Crazy. Yeah, but back then, it was a sort of 2-day event on the bandstand with a tiny budget in place, a handful of acts, and 20 people watching. And that was its beginning. And obviously, it's swelled and grown and evolved into this big 4-day festival with a festival stage, like a mini Glastonbury stage, and then all this infrastructure around that, which is now quite large for a small festival, I guess. And all of that infrastructure and costs, it really adds up, and that's why we're faced with like a £60,000 bill every year. So, yeah.
And everyone's, I just think today is just great. Everyone's just got such positivity around them. Everyone we talk to, haven't we? It's just been really so grateful for this experience.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I look around and you've got, people of all ages, backgrounds out there enjoying the music. It's lovely to see loads of little kids dancing around and face painting and all that sort of thing. But the messages of positivity, both in person and then through our social media and website, it's lovely to hear feedback, people enjoying it and just loving Local and Live. So.
And tell us about, obviously people this will be going out after the event, but you do this stuff afterwards at the Forum, don't you, as well? There's the after parties. And
yeah, very much so.
It's all over the weekend, isn't it? Everywhere.
It is, yeah. Calverley's like the main hub, but to support that, we have after show parties every single night at the Forum.
Yeah.
We have other pubs hosting their own music, so there's other live music going on in the town.
Yeah.
And then we do an outdoor stage on the Bank Holiday Monday at the Sussex Mews, and we've got on the Monday as well. There's an all day and evening event at the Forum, so it's 4 days of continuous music. Yeah, so brilliant.
How do you stay so calm?
I don't know. You are a very calming influence, I have to say.
It's because you're so manic.
Listen,
it's the yin and the yang.
Listen, we have very civilised lunches, you and I, Paul Dunton.
I'm pulling your leg.
But no, you are as an event organiser. I just hope I can aspire to be like you in 17 years. Can I?
Do you know what though? Like, thank goodness. not always I say this, but thank goodness for the mobile phone, because of that I can run the whole festival on that phone.
Yeah.
And all the different features that it sort of offers, and then I can just constantly update what needs to be done, and that's kind of how I do it. Everything is through the phone. And
is it?
Yeah. So I'm in constant communication with hundreds of musicians, sound guys, traders, sponsors, just everything. But it can all be done in a few seconds normally, unless there's like a real big issue, which requires a phone call. It can all be done very quickly. So
that's really cool. And what is there anything different that's happened this year? Like, have you done anything different for this year than you've done in other years? Or
I think like the setup is relatively the same. We have. It sounds silly, but just moving Portaloos into a different location.
Thank you so much for that, Portaloo.
Providing one just here. We like to offer you the most luxurious trappings.
Thank you.
And like this year, I don't know if we've quite got it right just yet, but we've tried to provide a covering, a shaded covering in the middle of the hub.
Yes, I noticed
but it's also to protect against bad weather, so it's just like a contingency, really. But we're always looking to tweak it and improve it, and there's always things. That's the thing about Local and Live and the team we have. Every festival is then reviewed, debriefed. What do we do well? What needs to improve? And one of the things I feel very passionately about, actually, that we are going to really look into going forward is we have got many female artists playing, but not enough.
Yeah.
Actually. So there's not enough, in my mind, there's not enough, female representation at the festival. And, our application process is there. People can apply to play, but we need to look into why, there are not more ladies performing.
Yeah.
So we're going to be adding... to our trustee, our board of trustees, there will be more ladies who will become trustees of the festival, and that's going to be top of our list going forward to make sure that there are more female artists. And it may just mean that we have to do more research. We have to widen the call for applications. But obviously we want to keep it local. That's the thing about Local and Live. The acts really do have to be kind of from the West Kent, East Sussex sort of areas, if possible. Certainly in Kent, and Sussex, but not really further afield. But we just need to tap into, finding out about more female artists, just so we can balance it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I have to say, saying that, we've still got some amazing, female acts, but we just need to. It's just very important that we,
And it's really, I really like the fact, like, we were obviously here last year, but we've also talked to traders, to volunteers. We're going to talk to some of your back team, because I think it's so important, isn't it? It's like no one sees what goes on backstage, and it's the whole thing. It's a big deal putting it together.
It is. I mean, it takes me the whole year to get it ready, and backstage is a real operation, like what's going on here.
Yeah.
And everything is run very military. So we pride ourselves on running dead on time, and we're currently, I think, 7 minutes behind at the moment, but we've got to have to find a way to make that up, which we will.
You're on time with us.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He's on time with us.
So that's the engineers' brief. They know we've got to make up a 7-minute deficit at the moment, but we'll do that. And there's ways and means we can make that happen.
So is there anyone we like? Who am I going to love? Oh, you can't really say who I'm going to love the most today. But I mean, who are some ones that you think, you know me? Come on.
All right. So I think...
Pick them out for me, because I'm here all night.
Well, we've got lots of amazing acts coming up. I think from about 3:40 onwards, you're going to see the event get a little bit more rocky.
Yeah.
So we've got some fantastic local bands, Higgs and the Bosons, who have a little punky feel to what they do.
Nice.
Then you've got Johnny Gray, who reminds me of a little bit like a more sort of edgy version of James Morrison with a band around him.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to be great.
Yeah.
And then from that point onwards, then some rock bands are coming out. So you've got Carabella, Serrano, and then in the build-up to the finish, you've got, in my opinion, 3 of the best acts on the local scene, which is David Migden and the Twisted Roots. Who are just out of this world.
Yeah.
Very sort of, it's full-on blues, but quite rocky as well.
Yeah.
And David is regarded as probably one of the best vocalists in the south of England.
Wow.
So that's something to look out for. Then you've got to sort of bring the night to a close. 2 of the best up-and-coming bands on the local scene, 2 weeks in Nashville and Sun Charmer, both of which have been playing at Pub in the Park recently, supporting acts like Faithless and Sophie Ellis-Bextor and
Amazing.
Professor Green and people like that. So they are both high energy, upbeat. It's like Arctic Monkeys, Kaiser Chiefs, Kasabian. It's that sort of flavour. And just people are going to be dancing and having a big party. So
Giles, you're going to have to stay.
I am.
I can feel him thinking now. He's like, Oh, I need to stay over.
But how great though is it that you've got, in Tunbridge Wells and the surrounding area, you've got these incredible artists that you were able to put on and showcase.
Yeah. It really is amazing.
Well, look, I'll tell you what, I remember like 17 years ago when I first started out putting events on in Tunbridge Wells, and there was 4 acts. I mean, there was like the Varleys, Lainey Kaleido, who was Caramelian, who performed earlier, Anton Fee, and I think and myself, and that was like the initial sort of pool of artists that I started with, and now it's hundreds and hundreds, But one of the challenges for Local and Live is to obviously make sure that we have a fresh influx, particularly on the main stage, because it is a big gig, it's a very big gig. So it's very important that we have a sort of nice, fresh change of acts up every year. You can't always have the same acts, year upon year. So we're really, I'm really pleased this year. We've got lots of acts who've never even played in Calverley. So.
And I heard there's going to be, because I know, like we just said, and I know we haven't got much more time, but we would, the fundraising. I mean, I was close to the edge. You were close to the edge. I hear that you might be doing some sort of quiz or something.
Yes, that's Phil
Mills. Do you need a quiz master?
Well, Phil Mills is our quiz master, but it sounds like his place has been taken now. You've already kindly volunteered yourself.
I would be so up for being a quiz master.
I'll let him down gently.
I'll do it with Phil. He's lovely. I loved him.
He would love that.
He was brilliant. But we need to do more.
Yeah, definitely.
To support.
Yeah, and also it's all about creating sort of fun and interesting ways to do fundraising.
Exactly. We're getting everyone involved.
We'll get you involved. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I just will you just owe me some of that nice. The chips that aren't the courgette chips.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, those. Yeah. That doesn't make sense to anyone else other than me and Paul. Anyway.
What that means is Nicole only likes the bougie offerings around Tunbridge Wells. The Ivy restaurant and Hotel Divan is
shut up! He's never taken me to Hotel Divan.
Haunts.
Look, if you want to waste the money, you have to go to McDonald's, mate.
There's no Weatherspoons for Nicole. It's Hotel Divan and the Ivy.
Don't tell me you go to Weatherspoons.
Yes, I have frequented.
Okay, well, sorry, Weatherspoons. Yes, Paul Dunton does. Paul Dunton goes everywhere.
And if you want to sponsor Local and Live,
we'd love to hear from you.
We would love to hear from you, or the Ivy, or Hotel Divan. Exactly. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you for having us back.
For Local and Live.
Congratulations
on having us.
Yeah, we love the big chat.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on such a brilliant.
I know, it's so good, isn't it? It's so good.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, man.